flex ramp. Hey, here's an idea. Oscar Mayer weenie truck on the flex ramp. What do you say?
Yes!
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's get your picture after them. Can we do that? Oh, yeah.
All right. Willie's Flex Rack Choice Award goes to Devin.
Thanks, Cam.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Brad! Attaboy, Brad!
That's right, everybody. We won. Just what I was hoping for. So we have our best in show. So now we have 2 of these. But surprisingly also, we have this. That's right. We got 2 trophies this year. I think you can still see them. One for the motorhome, which you'll see in just a second, and the 4Runner. So the 4Runner got Best Custom, and the motorhome got Best in Show. And there was another guy who got Best Scale, which deservedly so. His was really good. Just want to say congratulations to everybody that won an award at that show. Thank you to everybody who put on ToyotaFest, who came to ToyotaFest. I met a lot of really cool people out there, and I know a couple of you subscribed, so thank you all very much for subscribing, and welcome to the Weird channel. So the motorhome did great, apart from one particular thing. All right, so as you see, it is on its side. That is because the drive shaft that goes from the transmission to the transfer case here, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see all of this, that pin right there kept coming out. So since that was coming out, the bushing in there was just kind of flopping all over the place. And see, even just, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it, but even just doing that, you can see that that pin is kind of loose in there. So that was the only issue that this whole thing had. But luckily, I have a spare. So I'm going to put this in real quick, and then we'll put it back on its wheels. Drive shaft is in. Everybody's happy again. So a few things that I did off camera and before the show, just to give it a little bit more detail. I printed out vents, as you can see here, for the air conditioning unit. We also have our wall heater, some fake storage boxes, did some on the back as well. And there's some of the same stuff on the other side as well, just trying to give it that little extra detail. Performance-wise, this thing did excellent. Never skipped a beat other than that drive shaft. That was literally the only thing that went wrong with it the whole time. It towed the boat perfectly. Zero issues with that. The battery life on it, even though I used those smaller batteries, lasted a good long time. I used one battery all day, and these slides were getting a workout, that's for sure. But the biggest annoyance, which this is just a personal thing, was having to move the dirt bike every single time. Is that a bit of a first world problem? Yes. But I had an idea of trying to connect something to the rear slide and to the swing gate itself to get it to push out and move the bike when the slide comes out. So that I'm going to have to figure out. You know what, let me play with some stuff, see if I can't do it in this video. Let's see. Okay, took a little bit of experimenting, but as you can see, I have an arm back there on the slider, connected to right there on the swing gate. So now, when I open it, the swing gate goes with it. Doesn't hit the motorcycle. Motorcycle still stays there. Bring it back in. There you go. That, to me, proves that laziness is the key to being innovative. Because when you don't want to do something, you find an easier way of getting it done. I was tired of all day yesterday. When I wanted to show off the slides, I had to get down, move the motorcycle, and I also discovered I couldn't move the motorcycle when the boat was hooked up. So there was that issue too. But we got that done. So what I'm going to go do is do a full price breakdown on this thing so you guys know how much it actually cost me to make this. So I will do that. For you, it'll be just a second. For me, it'll be tomorrow. So see you then. Let's see how much this thing actually cost. I have done the math on how much this thing costs to build. It's been a while since I've actually shown what it costs to make a very custom build like this, or the Semi, or any of them, honestly. I'll be putting video of the part that I'm talking about, and I'll let you know how much it costs. I got everything off of Amazon for the most part. I'll tell you where I got them, if I got them from somewhere else. Ignore that. Actually, don't ignore that. Come and watch on Sunday Lives. This is Mrs. Waffle's first build that she's building by herself. So come on the lives on Sundays. It's usually at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So come and hang out, say hi, watch her keep working on this thing. She's built that whole thing by herself, by the way. Now to this thing. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up, essentially. Axles. Those were $104 for both of them. So front and rear, fully assembled. The wheels for a set of 4, those were $36. Oh, and I guess I should preface that this is all in American dollars, so you can do math for whatever currency you use. The links that I used for the axles, they were $14 each. I bought 2 sets because I like to mix and match, so just take that into consideration of your math. Link ends were $22 for the metal ones. I did buy them. I did not use them, so that one's on me. I bought the wrong size, but the correct size are $22. The front shocks, I'm only using 2 of them. That was $36, but I got 4. So now I have 2 spares. I like spare parts. Rear shocks were also $36 and pack of 4, and we used all 4. The sway bar, I bought 2 kits, but I only used 1. That was $12. Now for the cab. The cab and all the accessories for the cab, I got off of RC 4-Wheel Drive's website from them themselves, if that makes sense. Whatever. The cab was $39. The grill, the particular grill that I chose to run on this one, they have options, was $20. Chrome bumper tree that has all the chrome parts for it, that was $12. The clear tree parts for all the clears, lenses, light lenses, stuff like that, that was $10. The interior was $42. And all of that was just said, that was all from RC 4-Wheel Drive. Now into the real money, essentially, of these builds. The motor that I used when I bought it was $150. It has now gone up to $200. That's the Spectrum 2-in-1 crawler motor. I really like it, but it just went up in price. You can also use a quick run, which is $150. And these work just as well. I personally like the Spectrums. Go ahead and start an argument in the comments section, because people like to do that every time I mention motors. Moving on. The steering servo that I got was $30. The rams that I use for moving out the slides and for on the Semi, those were $40. You get 3 of them. I used the 2 longer ones. I still have a spare. That's my favorite part. The receivers, I personally use the Radio Link. The reason for that is affordability. The remotes are cheap and the receivers are cheap. They're $34 for 2 of them. So good bargain price in my opinion, and it's a good remote. I mean, one of my radio links controls this whole thing. It controls the entire semi. So they're good remotes, but that's going to be up to you which one you want to go with. I know when it comes to receivers and transmitters, everybody has their own personal favorite. So do what's right for you. The transfer case was $30. I used a different one because the transmission that's in here was $54, but it came with the transmission, the skid, and a transfer case and a drive shaft because it's a forward mount. So it came with all of that, but I only used the transmission. So I have a spare skid. I used the drive shaft after the other one broke, and an extra transfer case. I think that's what I said. I have extra parts. Because of the length of said RV, I have $60 worth of drive shafts. Yeah. And to make that happen, I had to spend $16 on a carrier bearing because it's so long. But it's worth it. And that carrier bearing, absolutely incredible. Easy for custom installations if you're going to be doing it on something like this. It held up perfectly well. It never had an issue. And I like that it has the pins that go through it to truly lock it. Not just a set screw, a full-on like drive shaft pin. So I can't recommend those enough. So that's all of the RC stuff. Now it's the metal. I spent about $100 in metal. That price will vary depending on where you're at, what metal you're using, if you're using scrap metal or if you're using store-bought metal. So that price can vary all over the place. The overall total of this particular vehicle, if I would have purchased everything at once, would have been around $914. Now, I've never once on this channel ever said that RCs are cheap, especially custom build ones. They are not cheap. Now, I didn't pay $914 directly because two of the drive shafts in here are from a build. I ordered 2 drive shafts. I only used one, so it was a spare. So I used that. The motor is one of the motors out of the semi when I was trying to make it do dual motors. So I still had that. The center drive shaft, the one that broke, that was used. Obviously, because it broke. The springs for the front shocks, I had a bunch of spare springs. So, like, if you have a lot of spare parts, you can try making them out of spare parts. And you don't have to go super crazy like this. I was trying to win an award. Like I did. Like we did. We won awards. I hope you guys understand that making an RC is not cheap. And I know everybody that's part of this channel understands that it's a budget. Now, I'm running a YouTube channel, so I have to keep coming up with content. And I had this one planned for quite a while. I had been accumulating parts for this thing probably 4 months ago, and it took me 2 months to make it. So I had parts 2 months before I had even started this thing. Like, I was gathering parts when I just started building the boat. It's basically all buy it when you can, if you can, and set it into your budget. So that way you can afford to do stuff like this. And once again, you don't have to go as crazy as I did. There's a lot cheaper parts out there. Like, you could get this thing, if you're using scrap metal and cheaper parts, you could get this thing probably closer down to $500 in all reality. And you can go as far as your wallet will allow, to be real. I know there's a lot of people that love running expensive electronics, and it's all dependent upon your budget. So stick to your budget, try something new, try something different. Thank you all very much for watching. We are going to get started on the next project that I have had planned for a while, and I have parts for. Probably the last 2.5 months I've had parts for this one. So hopefully it'll go relatively quick. Wink, wink. It's a little hint. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Welcome to the new people that I just met. It was a blast being out there with you guys and having a good time. And man, was it hot. It was so hot. Welcome to the channel. This is the kind of stuff that you can expect. So if you guys would like to grab some merch, you can go right here. I am working on another different shirt. So hopefully that will be coming out soon. All the proceeds from the merchandise just goes right into help building these things. Honestly, I don't really pocket any money. It all goes right back into building these things. Until next week, when we start the next project. See you guys later. And just for the people that stay till the end, that's how I knew exactly how much everything costs. I typed it up. I haven't got that kind of memory.